Hey guys, today's Tuesday. There was not a YouTube video yesterday because yesterday we did our class live on Zoom. If you weren't able to be there, I did record that and post it in Google Classroom so you can take a look there. We talked about making a glossary for our books. So now that you have your rough copy and your glossary, you're ready to start your good copy. Yay! Woohoo! I hope you're very excited. What we're going to do today first is we're going to talk about a few things, 5 specifically, that I want you to watch out for and edit, and then talk a little bit about how you can do your good copy. You have 2 options, whether you want to type it or write it by hand. First of all, though, let's look at some things that you need to edit. First of all, you definitely need to do capitals. I guess I'll come to this side. You need to look for capital letters. You need to make sure you have them where you need them. So beginning of sentences and names of people, places, things, book titles, video game titles, character names, those sorts of things, they all need a capital. But you also need to make sure you don't have capitals where there shouldn't be any capitals. Do you have a capital in the middle of a word for no reason? Some of you. You know who you are. You like to do that a lot, especially certain letters, whether you're doing it on purpose or some of you are just writing your letters incorrectly. You're writing them too big and then they become a capital. So be really careful with that. Number 2, periods. Make sure your sentences end. Don't make me sing, this is the sentence that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Although it is fun to sing it. And I'm at home, so I can sing. Sorry, I'll stop so you keep watching. Okay, look for periods. Make sure you end each sentence with a period. Number 3, your spelling. If you were writing this and you underlined a word because you didn't think it looked right, have you taken the time now to check it out in a dictionary? Or ask your parents, or, and I hate to say this one, but since you're at home, you could ask Siri or Alexa how to spell a certain word, okay? It's kind of cool. You have these different tools at home that we wouldn't have at school. So use them so that you have good spelling. If you have typed your rough copy, you can use spell check. So you would usually, depending on what you're using exactly to type in, you would go under tools, and under tools it would say spell check or spelling check. You would click on that. It might say spelling and grammar check as well. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go through and find words that the computer thinks is spelled incorrectly. It might be wrong. So you still get to be the brain that says, well, wait a second. That part is spelled right. Computer, you're wrong. And if it is spelled wrong, you can look through some of the computer's suggestions for what the word you might have been trying to spell actually is. And then you can click on the one you want and it'll change it for you. So if you've typed it, you have a little bit of an advantage over perhaps the people who wrote it by hand. Number 4, does this make sense? This is less about editing, where we're looking at spelling and grammar and punctuation, and more about revising, where we're looking at the ideas. So your ideas have to make sense. And remember, they might make sense to you, the expert who knows everything about Minecraft, or who knows all about ballet, or who already knows everything there is to know about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but maybe me, the reader, has no clue what you're talking about. So have you explained yourself well enough that I'm going to understand you? I don't know, especially people who are writing about Minecraft. I know nothing about Minecraft. So make sure you explain yourself. One way that we can make sure it makes sense is to read it out loud. Sometimes when we look at something on the page, it just sort of makes sense to us, but once we're reading it out loud, we can pick up a little quicker on things that just don't sound quite right. So read it out loud to yourself and make sure it makes sense. And if it doesn't, maybe you need to add a sentence. Maybe you need to switch a sentence with another sentence. Maybe they're not in an order that makes sense. Okay? Finally, paragraphs. So you have been working on using paragraphs. The important things with a paragraph are that all of the ideas in the paragraph go together. The beginning of a paragraph starts with a thumb space, or if you're typing, you press tab to move it over. It gives it that thumb space. And every time you start a new paragraph, you go down to a new line. Not every time you start a new sentence. This is only for new paragraphs. All right, keeping these things in mind, you are ready to start your good copy today. We're going to work on good copy today. We're going to work on good copy on Friday, Friday, I think. You'll have to look at your schedule. I forget what other day. But you don't have to completely finish today. Try to get the first half done today, and then we can finish that up later in the week. Or if you just have a lot of time today, go ahead and finish the whole thing. All right, guys, have a lovely time working away on this. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.